Welcome to this Dune Part 2 review. I often wonder what it would be like to have seen A New Hope, Empire and Jedi for the first time, and to be honest, after seeing Dune Part 2, sitting there in the cinema, I thought, yeah, this is definitely what it was like. That meme of Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, sitting there thinking, oh my god, this is pure cinema. But of course, I am a huge fanboy of Denis Villeneuve, and I've loved every single one of his movies, and I feel like this is his absolute peak. Maybe, if he can do Dune Messiah, which I love that book. Dune Part 2 continues the visually stunning precedent set by Part 1, and has a score that settles into the background until it's ready to hit the viewer with a goosebumps-inducing audio to complete the 1-2 punch of the audio and visual delight. I saw this in IMAX. I very, very rarely get to see an IMAX movie unless it's a screening like this. Yes, I did go to the screening in London. For full disclosure, I was invited for free, so that may somewhat sway my thoughts here. I just thought I'd like to be upfront and transparent. Herbert's timeless space opera is expertly completed here on the big screen, and the themes of running from one's destiny, as well as religious manipulation of the Bene Gesserit of their whole missionaries there on Arrakis and around, space, is handled very delicately. This is not a Luke Skywalker running to do the great thing. Paul knows what, if he goes through with how history is wanting him to go, then, there's going to be some bad times. But Timothée Chalamet is fantastic here, as he goes from the young Duke heir to being thrust into the spotlight, and this works well. The whole Paul and Chani storyline, love story, is the weakest part of this. I thought it was the most interesting of the book, the first book, and also the second book. There are some major changes from the book as well. This isn't a spoiler thing. I will do the top 5 major changes in another video, but this is very, very different. It is streamlined, but touches of humour do pockmark an otherwise grim tale. Javier Bardem is fantastic as Stilgar. There's some funny little moments with him as well as some favourites from the first movies who come back. Won't give you any spoilers as to returning characters. Now, while the visuals are stunning, and I was enthralled with the H.R. Giger world of Giedi Prime, the performances, like I said, are front and centre. However, the scenes on Giedi Prime are some of the best things I've ever seen in a movie. They are jaw-dropping, stunning, and it proves why black and white really, really can elevate a movie to the next level. I think Austin Butler is fantastic as Fade. I thought he was good in Elvis. I thought he was serviceable in Master of the Air, albeit he didn't really have a lot to do in there. But this really does give him more meat to get into. Pun not intended. However, like I said, it is streamlined. Chalamet is torn between being the Messiah with a horrific precognition and revenge. Some of the weirdest parts of the movie, such as the Lady Jessica's daughter, they're handled very, very well, and I thought that worked quite well. But this is a modern classic that has nailed its landing, and Denis Villeneuve has his magnum opus, just as Lucas had his, just as Jackson had theirs, and just as Stanley Kubrick had theirs as well. So I thought, how is he going to get better than Blade Runner 2049? Well, he's done it here. The 1-2 punch of Part 1 and Part 2 are absolutely fantastic cinema. If you can, go and see it in IMAX. The place was shaking. Unfortunately, my local place does not have IMAX, so I'm going to go see it again. I saw the first one 3 times in cinemas, so I'm going to go and see this a couple of times now and then. But let me know what you think down below. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.